showing me soulmate, soulmate, soulmate. And he's very instinct, like, automatic, insistent, very, very... it's like coming through so strongly. It's like soulmate, soulmate, soulmate.
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 What do you mean, me with him?
That's what I'm getting at. I'm trying to figure this out.
Yeah, but I mean, my hands are sweaty. That's crazy. that makes me want to cry. I'm not gonna cry.
It's okay.
Okay, so that jacket, it's Persian lamb, and it belonged to the late, great, Notorious B.I.G.
Wow.
Which I call Biggie. He's my Biggie.
Wow.
But that was the one thing I always said. It was soulmate.
Because he's having me bring up soulmate, 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 and then he's coming through and he's acknowledging a very distinct apology, and it's not coming across in a negative way, and he's referring to the fact that he wants you to know he's bringing up loyalty, and he's bringing up commitment, and he's acknowledging an apology in some cases because he feels like you deserve more than you got.
Oh. The fact that he's sorry?
It's the number one thing that he could convey is I'm sorry, and the feeling that comes through for him is the issues that caused arguments, confrontation, any fighting is like at the end of the day, they weren't that big of a deal. So why did I waste this time arguing about silly stuff? And he talked about being stubborn and petty, and it's like, the feeling's like, no, why didn't I put love first?
Oh my goodness. Because we were fighting before he passed. Bad. And there were times when I did feel like he treated me unfairly, but I was so massively in love with this man. And,
I just want you to know when he comes through, he acknowledges having that love. That love is stronger than it even was in life, but he understands that love to a deeper extent. And I want you to know that.
That is so amazing. Yeah, because let me tell you, I always wanted to know deep in my heart if he really, you know, meant a lot of the things he said, a lot of the things he did to me.
He wants you to know at the end of the day, he's like, you're special. He's calling you his girl. I don't know what this is, like, my girl. And it comes across in that way of truly viewing you as a soulmate. And I really, honestly believe that. It's important.
Thank you. When he said that I was his soulmate, that, ooh, I wanted to cry, but I didn't want to mess up my makeup. Because soulmate was a word that I always used, even when he was around, because I always felt like he was my soulmate. So that belief, that is real.
Is there anything that you feel on your end that you've always wanted to know? Is there anything that you think his family might have wanted to have known when it came to circumstance?
I mean, I guess everyone would want to know who did it.
Sure.
Who shot him.
Absolutely. All right. Let me see how to even start. Okay. Yeah, so this fighting starts. So this fighting starts. It's interesting the way this comes through. One of the impressions that did come through was a memory right before passing. And this is as simple as it is, of him just standing outside of a residence. And he acknowledges this memory of, I remember just kind of like looking out and taking a deep breath. And the feeling is like his soul was preparing to go, even though he consciously didn't know what was about to fully happen. But it is interesting to note, he is having me bring up two people, and showing me two people conspiring together. So there is a feeling, interestingly, in the days before of like, I feel like I'm around a lot of people, I don't know if I'm at a party, but the feeling is like, I know something's kind of going on. But there's a feeling of almost like people talking or hearing that someone might not have wanted him to live. Showing me a symbol of death threat, and then not taking death threat seriously. Which would indicate that if we don't know who did it, many people would.
Well, he was definitely at a party before it happened, and with a lot of people. But I will say this, it was like a little bit after Tupac passed away.
see.
I remember he called us all into the room
Mm-hmm.
and he had a meeting with us.
Yeah.
He was basically like, we have to stay tight. We have to move a certain way. And it's almost like he felt something,
Right.
but no one else picked up on it.
Right.
They thought he was just on his mafia talk.
Right.
And I took it very seriously when he had that meeting with us. When Tyler was saying the things he said, I thought about Biggie's fans, how this is going to be not just therapeutic for me, but for them as well. I mean, there's a lot of negative about the way he passed. But sitting here with Tyler, it was positive.
I think for him, and I mean this at the core of my being, I truly think loving you was the greatest accomplishment his soul truly feels it was ever able to do.
Are you serious?
You showed him what love was, but you helped teach him in ways that no one else did.
Really?
So that's so special. I think this object really symbolizes that.
That means so much to me. I want to cry, but I don't want to mess up my makeup.
I feel you. That's all good.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's like, oh, that's like, wow. I love you so much, Biggie. When Tyler said that, Biggie felt like he learned how to love because of me. I was like, that's deep, you know, because he's older than me. So I thought he was teaching me, and that, you know, I never knew I was teaching him something. I definitely feel like it was therapeutic. This was so healing in ways that he may not even know. I'm gonna be smiling for days because of Tyler.
Hey, Mom. Oh, I have someone I think you'd like to meet. This is Lil KIM.
Oh my god!